Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is LB the Realist, and this is Surrealistic Studios, where the realists are real. I know most of you have noticed that I took off the LB the Realist of my name. I think it's just easier if I just leave Surrealistic Studios as the main title of the channel for now. That way, it's easier for people to find me, and it's spelled directly. It's spelled exactly like it sounds: Surrealistic Studios, and I should pop right up. And if those people that already know, I'm LB the Realist, LBTHA, the Realist, REALIST. I know I spell it weird, and that's why I just changed the channel to Surrealistic Studios. That way everybody can find me easily, and we could really push this Surrealistic Studios brand, and maybe that'll be more recognizable, and maybe we can grow the channel further by doing that. So I wanted to make a video on why I believe rich people aren't smarter. And I forget where I heard this. I wrote this topic down because it's something that I really wanted to discuss. It seems as though that here, I'm not sure if it's just America or if it's just the world, we have an unhealthy fascination with the wealthy. We have an unhealthy fascination with people that have money. We want to know what these people think. We want to know what they think about political issues, what they think about finances, what they think about this, what they think about that. And we put these people up on pedestals and we admire them. We idolize these people for no other reason than the mere fact that they have more money than we do. That's it. And it got me wondering, why do these people honestly believe that rich people are smarter than they are just because they have money? And it was something that I had to wrestle with, in my mind, and I'm still coming to grips with what it means. Most people want to be rich. They want to be the wealthy, but they never, ever attain that. So they're stuck in poverty, looking and idolizing the people with money. And they see these people with money. They're able to do anything they want to do. They can buy everything they want to buy. They can talk to whoever they want to talk to any kind of way. They talk to the police crazy. They're shown respect. And oftentimes, or more often than not, the person with money is able to get more money simply because he has money to begin with. While the person who has nothing doesn't receive anything because he has nothing. And I know that doesn't make sense, but that's the reality we live in. Why is it that nobody wants to give a broke man nothing? They feel like he should work for everything that he gets, or he should, work for that money. But for whatever reason, we find it necessary to give the wealthiest of wealthy Americans tax breaks and financial security beyond their wildest dreams. We give them every last fucking cent. But the poor, broke man has nothing. Why is it that we idolize these people? And how do they get to the position that they are? How do they get there? Well, there is a portion of rich individuals that started from the bottom. Like Drake said, started from the bottom, now I'm here. Hey, I'm not mad at that. There are some wealthy people who actually came from the gutter and had to work their way and had to climb out that trench. They had to climb up out the trench. They climbed out the ladder and they made it out of poverty. They made it out the hood and they're doing great. Unfortunately, that's not the majority of cases that we see here. The majority of wealthy people already had money before. So they had money through, their family members. They inherited money. And did you know that on money that you trade, like stocks and bonds, or money that you inherit, you actually pay less taxes on than you do if you would have worked for it? So rich people pay less taxes oftentimes than poor people do. So if you work for your money, you pay more in taxes than if you would have just got that money handed to you. And what creates these wealthy people? How do they, and again, there's a portion of people who came from the bottom. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the majority of wealthy folks here. How did they get to where they are? And a lot of times, too, the people that come from the gutter, they still have to go through the same trials that a lot of these other rich people go through. And how do they get there? A lot of people think that they're just smarter. They know something that poor people don't. I hear this saying all the time. Being broke's a poor excuse. Or the poor shaming quotes, where it's like, you're If you're poor, it's because you got a poor mind frame. If you're broke, it's because you're mentally broke. It's because you're not doing something right in your life. And they like to put the blame on the regular person, the person without any money, without any power, and without any respect. That's who they want to put the blame on. That's who they want to put the onus on to become better, to become wealthy. Now, understandably, I'm not saying that we shouldn't accept personal responsibility for our lives and for our decisions and for our actions. What I'm saying is there's a bigger picture here. This is not just a black and white issue. This isn't an issue of, well, rich people are just smarter than poor people. No, that's not the case at all. Oftentimes, more often than not, rich people are just willing to be more grimy than poor people are willing to be. You see, rich people don't mind getting over on people because you know why? Their bottom line is making money. A poor person grows up poor. They grow up with integrity most times. They grow up with respect most times. They grow up knowing what it's like to have nothing. But the person who grew up having everything doesn't have that experience. They don't know what it's like to wonder where your next meal is coming from. They don't know what it's like to not be able to get the food or the drink that they want. They don't know what it's like to live in poverty. They don't know what it's like to be a poor person. So these people are more often than not, these are the people that are representing us. And the regular people, the poor people, think that these people, because they're in that position, that they just must be smarter than you. And I think that's bullshit. They're not smarter than you. George Bush didn't get to become president because he was smarter than you. It's because of a system that was already put in place for people like that to thrive. So no, rich people aren't smarter than poor people. A lot of times they just are more cutthroat. They're willing to step on more toes, step on more heads. They don't care about feelings. They don't care about anything that doesn't affect their bottom line, which is making more money. And once they make more money, what do? They put that money up and continue to rack up more money. And then they put that money up and continue to rack up more money. Because once you get so rich, you can buy anything you want. After you buy everything you want, after you buy everything that you need, there's nothing left to spend your money on. Therefore, that money does not go back into the economy. It just sits in their fucking banks. Meanwhile, the poor broke person has nothing to even put or contribute into the economy. Because rent is so high, because we got bills out the ass, medical coverage sucks or is non-existent. But these are not the same struggles that most rich people have. And even if you came from the bottom and you've been, let's say Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg came from the bottom, right? But she's been a millionaire for 20, 30 years now. So for 20, 30 years, what do you imagine her lifestyle has been? That's why it's easy for people like Whoopi Goldberg to go after people like AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and shame them and say that they need to sit down and shut up and listen to old people like Nancy Pelosi. And I'm not dissing the old people. I love old people. I'm not dissing the old people. My point in saying that is that don't tell the young woman who's trying to actually do something for the people that she needs to sit down and shut up to the person who's been here for years and hasn't put together progressive policy since 1970, whatever the fuck. That's my point. Is Nancy Pelosi just smarter than everyone else? Is that why she's the biggest fundraiser? Because she's smarter than broke people? No. She's more cutthroat. She's willing to do the things that a lot of people aren't willing to do for that dollar. I know I'm not willing to. I know a lot of people are, though. I know a lot of people are willing to fuck over their friends, fuck over their family members, fuck over the whole country for a check. Look at what Kamala Harris did with Steve Mnuchin. She refused to prosecute Steve Mnuchin, even though her office advised it, because Steve Mnuchin gave her $2,000, $3,000 in donation money. So you see how this works? A lot of people don't understand politics, but they don't understand how politics works. These politicians are supposed to represent us, their constituents. They get into office and they accept money from all of these lobbyists and all of these big corporations, Big Pharma, Wall Street, all of these the gun lobbyists, AIPAC, the Israel lobbyists. They accept all this money from all of these different corporations And why do you think they accept the money? Do you think that these people are just giving Kamala Harris and all of these politicians money for no reason? No. It's for a fucking reason. So they can fuck you over. So they can enact the policies that help them and their bottom line. Not you and your bottom line. But still, we got some people to think that these people are just so intelligent. They're just so fucking smart. They know the secrets of life, and that's why they're so successful. And we should strive to be like them. Fuck that. Strive to be like you. Be the best person that you can be, with or without money. Are rich people smarter? Hell no, they're not smarter. You ever heard of something called the death tax? Is what they like to call it. It's called a death tax. It's called the tax on which basically they tax you when you die. You know what I'm saying? The money is just sitting there, and that money gets transferred to your kids. Untaxed. You know what I'm saying? So they put they call it a death tax on it. For money that's just sitting there. So, when we talk about rich people, I'm not trying to say that I'm against rich people. I'm not. I'm against a system that makes somebody rich because they're cutthroat, and then that person doesn't do anything for society or for the world. That makes no sense. That we have billionaires with mansions with 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking rooms, and we got people sleeping out on the street right outside my fucking window. It doesn't make sense when I can be that person out on the street tomorrow. It's that easy. I'm knocking on the door. I'm knocking. So, again, I don't think rich people are smarter than poor people. I just think that they were given more opportunities in a system that was never meant to give opportunities to you. And they take those opportunities and they're cutthroat with it. And that's why we have psychopaths that run this country. That's why we're in the Trumpian hell that we're in now. Now, I'll tell you one thing. It ain't because of people like me with no money and no power. With all that being said, love, light, and peace. I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember to like this video. Share it, share it, share it. Subscribe. Comment. Let's keep this conversation going, all right? Until next time, I'm out.